only the wish that we have is that you guys continue after 2010 as an informal group that continue to engage the wider community. I would expect by November some preliminary ideas. You see, as I said earlier, our annual CLF will continue. So at this year's CLF, I have to report back to the community the programs on dysfunctional family, on TIGA, and on youth. That will continue. Then there will be this new element called the forward planning exercise, in which your group will present. I'm not expecting from there, okay, Minister, we have 3 great ideas. Thank you very much, shake hands, we go on. No. You may say, we've done 1 year of reflection, we think more work needs to be done. Fine, I have no problem with that, basically, I mean, we met the media just now, we told them, don't expect a grand report in November, everybody sign, and then that's it. And then we shaft it away and collect dust like all other reports that we do. No, I want this to be a continuing exercise. The most important point is that I think you guys feel engaged, that is the process that you want to contribute. Our job here is to help you in this process. So I remove you all the logistics headache, all the data. Your job is to reflect. I wish I was in your shoes. It's quite easy to do actually. And instead of running around a ministry, you just sit down and reflect. I think it's a lot more easier. But the point is to help us in the thinking exercise. And thinking cannot stop because things will evolve. You may arrive at a tentative conclusion in November, but you may want to go further and think about it because there may be new things coming up. Let's take one example. I mean, with due respect to Secretary, because I think AMP is thinking about this. I don't want to steal the thunder from the AMP. Demographic issue, for example. The demographic issue will be here for a very long time, right? We have to think, as I mentioned to I think the other meeting we had in MHA. Our kids are experiencing this in the classroom. It's no more like 40 years ago, I see a foreigner, it's like, a rare kind of thing. Now it's in our schools. I met one of the old girls from TKJS, she's the Comsec for Education. I have an attachment for TKJS, all my sisters went to TKJS, all my cousins, nephew, okay. The school had come down a bit in terms of standard. But she's told me this year, the top O-level student from TKJS is a girl from China. That's the reality. They come, they're hungry, they go to any school, boom, they talk, right? So, I mean, she was worried also because Minister is not just about Malays, it's also about the local Chinese, and that's the impact. So, this will be with us for many, many years. And I don't think we can end by November and says, okay, I've reached a conclusion, the rest is up to you. Cannot be. We have to continue to guide the community, point to them, the things that they need to do and what have you. How we do beyond 2010, we can discuss that. The group may be kept as an informal network through email and discussions. We can feed you papers as we go along because our research unit is continually monitoring some of these issues. But this foreign talent, migrant issue, whatever, will not go away, frankly speaking. As Lee has mentioned, we're going to invite them, right? Because that's our survival. But this issue has many dimensions. One obviously is Singapore competitiveness, right? The other one is the differentiation between Singaporeans and non-Singaporeans, so that the red passport is a lot more better than the non-red passport. But it's also about emotions. So when we had a dialogue on the integration issue the other night, Madam Yufu rightly pointed out, it's about how heartlanders feel, that all of a sudden they feel threatened. Hey, Malays are heartlanders, don't forget that basically, right? That's the reality. So we have to find a way to help the community to make sense of this new paradigm. But what is our response to this whole issue? Now, there are many ways of thinking it. One extreme is to tell the government to insulate the Malays from this challenge. Cannot be, right? The other way is really to adapt to this challenge, in which some of you are already doing. I'm sure in your workforce, in your companies, your job, you meet people from overseas. I mean, I've been doing it ever since I joined the academia because that's where we have foreign professors and what have you. That's the reality. I mean, I like to tell this story. My daughter was in P4. She was going off to China for some music exchange program. I had to send her to the airport at 5 a.m. in the morning. So like good father, I brought a camera, this, that, when I saw the crowd, I was shocked. It was a mixed crowd. Everyone was either of a mixed parentage or a different parentage. So when she was in P6, there were 2 blonde girls in a school bus. Hey, who are these? Danes. How come they're here? And the father decided to go to a local school. That's the reality. Now, 2 of her friends, one is a Taiwanese, one is a Korean, have followed her to a secondary school. So they are there. And the Korean girl called her 2 weeks before school opened. Hey, what should we review for Sec 1 basically? My daughter said, do I need to review for Sec 1? But they had reviewed for Sec 1 before Sec 1 even started. That's how they think. So of course I have to manage it. Don't worry, you'll be all right, kind of thing. Basically, you know, when my wife sleeping, why do you read this? Why do you read this kind of thing? A bit kiasu. That's the reality. We cannot run away from it. Whether we become like that, I'm not so sure. But that is the right thing in terms of our mental health and what have you. But we know we have to adapt because the challenge is there. So these are the kinds of issues that will keep us awake for many, many years, right? And your generation, because you're going to have kids, you're going to face the competition in school, you're going to face the competition at the workplace. What do we do? I cannot create a separate Malay state in Dulu, no, and then insulate ourselves. Not possible. We have to integrate, we have to be part of the mainstream, or we have to deal with these challenges.